4, 3, 2, 1. You're live.
Hey everyone, it is Friday evening. Nobody's driven by for the last like 2.5 or 3 minutes, and but anyway,
It's the opposite here.
It is time for Get Your Shit Together, the interwebs premier call-in show. My name is Steve Poikinen. I am in the middle of Humboldt County right now. We have crap interwebs at my house. I think you guys are familiar with that by now. So until we get our newer, better shit hooked up, this is going to be one of my backdrops. I am joined by my better than your co-host, Glory Jones. What's happening, Jones?
Can I just say, my nickname is from like last week or 2 weeks ago. I did not know that there would be an actual Moo variant that would come out. When I put MU variant, I just meant as in Man United, because 20 times Man United, like I meant 20 times Man United variant. I did not mean Moo variant. I predicted a variant by my own shit posting. That's the level that we're at with this. So that's my intro.
Hell yeah. The show has a sponsor. It's pretty weird. But the show is sponsored by Matrix Bars, Matrix Genetics on Twitter and IG, MATRIXGENETIX. There is 3.5 grams of psilocybin mushrooms in each bar. It'll grab you by the boo-boo. It will. There's a couple of different ways that you can get a hold of them. You can either scan the QR code that's on screen right now, and I hope the quality is such that you could actually do this. It's been up a handful of other times. You can reach out to me personally. I'll DM you the QR code again. You can DM them again on Twitter or IG at Matrix Genetics, MATRIXGENETIX. And then the White Rabbit will show up and talk to you. I'm enjoying it. I really am. And they said that in the next round they have a new flavor. So far it's been regular chocolate and cookies and cream. Both fucking yummy as hell, dude. Really yummy. And yeah, so I'm into it. I am. You will be too. So get a hold of them if you're looking for fucking a little bit of fun in your chocolate bar. Jones, it's a weird world. It is.
Would you say it's a fucking cartoon, Steve?
I would go as far as to say it's a fucking cartoon. Got into it a little bit with Scott Horton yesterday, and shout out to him and thanks to him for being on the show, the founder and editor of antiwar.com. Did I freeze up?
Yeah.
God damn it.
You did.
Rough.
I hear you fine.
Okay.
Yeah, your audio.
Oh no. Okay. Well, I mean, if that's the case, that's the case. There's probably work.
Just mute your cam and start it again.
Yeah, I'll give that a shot. At any rate, brought it up a little bit with Scott yesterday, but Jones, the ACLU, right? The American Civil Liberties Union, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
The name of that particular organization. Well, they put out an op-ed in the New York Times that was putting forth the idea that mandates and lockdowns give us more civil liberties. Actually,
because
Well, because only when you take away our existing freedom of mobility and you restrict it, and then you force people to take part in real-time human experimentation without informed consent, with a rush product that is skinning by on emergency use authorization.
No,
When other
Steve. The
when other
Pfizer has FDA approval. Come on.
we actually we had Tio on Tedros Fikra on a week or so ago to talk about this exact thing, the non-approval approval.
Mm.
But man, I gotta say it is 100% upside down that there are people with civil liberties in the title of the organization walking around going, hey, look, if we make you jump through all of these hoops because the government and Pfizer or Moderna said so, then you have freedom. No, man, no. And my camera's all fucked off. And honestly, the last time that I had to do this, I had to close out of OBS entirely and start it back over, which I can do. And we haven't opened up the phone lines yet anyway.
Yeah, kill OBS and restart OBS.
Yeah.
All right. So
I mean, for what it's worth, we're kind of used to it because we have organizations called Black Lives Matter that spent months telling us to vote for Joe Biden. So, we're kind of used to the whole name play thing, at least. But yeah, it's ridiculous. I mean, I think soon there might be an event here in LA with Judy Mikovits. And honestly, like, everybody and their mom has heard of her at this point, so I don't even know if I want to interview her, but like, I just want to talk to the people that are at that event. Oh, you're back!
Hooray. I think, you know what, man?
Whoa.
When is it?
Your
Huh?
your color. Oh my god.
What?
Did I eat one of those shroom bars, or is your color changing?
It's kind of, it's because the fucking he's outside.
Yeah.
Okay, I think it's cool though. But yeah, I haven't heard of when it is yet, but I think Pasta might be there too, so I might try and go because I'm just looking to get to some of these anti-mandate events because like coverage around them is really shite, and it's always like serving, either left or right. But in my mind, like, I want to create a narrative that just shows, like, the ordinary working people that are turning up at these events. And it's like, because you don't see much of that. You only see them interview like the doctors and the crazies and the people, and like Scott, who's convicted of hate crimes. Not Scott Horton, but like, right. Random white dude named Scott who's being indicted with hate crimes. But like, yeah. So
yeah, here's Chad, the fake Viking, who thinks that hating on black people is sticking it to the man. Yeah, no, I get it. I do. It sucks. I think that there's some promise. You know what? I was on a panel today with Garland Nixon, Dr. Welmer, which just aired like an hour and a half ago on the Critical Hour, and a guy named Jim Kavanaugh, who writes for Counterpunch and a couple other outlets, helped start the New York City Free Assange group. And after the panel, Jim hit me up and he was like, hey, man, I just wanted to let you know I enjoyed the conversation, and I'm glad that we're on the same side where the vaccine passport and mandate are concerned. And this is something that, like, I haven't really talked about, but it's a little bit too critical to not. And that is the lack of unity where the Assange movement is concerned on
Mm.
vaccine passports, on mandates, on lockdowns in general. And it drives me fucking crazy.
I mean, I don't, I mean, I hope a lot of activists realize that one of the reasons why on the ground movements for Assange were severely hindered was because of the lockdowns. Just, yeah, it's like, I, yeah.
Well, and
I
here's
know
the
it's a
other
rough
thing
topic
too.
because everybody's like, "Oh, you need to focus on Assange," but like, you're right, it does need to be addressed because it always comes up. Because like, of course, we're like freedom-minded activists. Of course, that issue is going to come up.
Well, and do you not think that like there's just a blind spot or a fucking like deep-seated fear to be painted as a right winger or a Trump supporter or a QAnon or whatever, the optics of resisting totalitarianism are now that you're a right winger, that's fucking cartoonish in and of itself. But to like add an insult to injury there, the people who are working for the organization who's done more to expose government fraud and the bullshit that gets done between these public private partnerships, the people advocating for that guy are like, no, this time the government and Peter Thiel are telling us the truth.
I mean, and to point out another observation, it definitely seems to be because honestly, I don't know many Assange supporters. many, I don't think I know any Assange supporters that that openly supported and voted like actual Assange supporters. I don't mean like fucking Jack Posobiec. No, like I don't know many actual Assange activists that openly voted for and supported Donald Trump, but I seem to come across more Assange activists and organizers that like that are Assange activists as their primary thing that capitulated to vote for Biden. And it's those same people that seem to fall in the camp of no, we have to get the experimental jab. That's just my observation.
Well, and to that, um, while I talk about this, if you could please, Jones, uh on, I know it's on Blumenthal's Twitter, it's on a lot of other people's too, that clip of Noam Chomsky trying to justify this bullshit, because I had forgotten what we titled the episode through YouTube and Restream. So on Rockfin, it's titled Chomsky.
Yeah, he's been numb Chomsky for a while now, ever since
I
he
know. I know. I know.
I
I know.
know.
That's not the point though. The point is like the one of the reasons these people get away with in their minds being in favor of something like a mandate passport, blah blah blah, so on and so forth, is because there are folks like fucking Chomsky who still retain a ridiculous amount of pull in their position on the quote
Chomsky
unquote
who
left.
Yeah, Chomsky, who also clearly capitulated for both Biden and Hillary. So, yeah.
Oh, and
Do
real quick, my first pullout when I was, I know, the turnout,
that's what she said.
The turnout, then it's gonna be really funny because the first time that I went to go park to set up for the show, there was a cow like 25 feet away.
Is the
Bell,
cow
like,
back?
no, the cow, what?
Is the cow back? Like,
Oh, no, the cow is like a mile and a half down the road now.
aw.
I drove to a different spot because the reception was much better here. Line of sight, not as good over there. But there was almost a legit just cow in the background. I was going for it, but I wasn't committed enough to the bit to sacrifice video quality, you know.
That's fair.
But they're free range all over this. There's signs all over the road. Slow down, watch for cows. You know, well, there's a herd of goats that will pop up occasionally.
There was like this morning, I got woken up by like a bunch of coyotes just randomly howling. It was like 6 a.m. and you just hear, "Ow, ow, ow, ow." And me and my roommate are like, what the fuck? And I'm like, oh wait, I'm in California again. That's right.
So, do you have that, Jones? Did you find the thing?
I found the video.
Okay, let's roll the thing and then we'll open phone lines.
Alrighty. I accidentally hit settings instead of the share screen. Share audio, Brave tab. There we go. Let me share that.
It's a big story. I think people who refuse to accept vaccines, I think the right response, but rather to insist that they be isolated. If people decide, I am willing to be a danger to the community by refusing a vaccine, they should then say, well, I also have the decency to isolate myself. Okay,
Have you seen my
I don't want a
lighter?
vaccine, but I don't have the right to run around.
I played that for Balderson
I'll
for the
just-
first time the other day.
That should be a convention. Enforcing is a different question. It should be understood, and we should try to get it to be understood. If it really reaches the point where they are severely endangering people, then of course you have to do something about it. So if someone, if smallpox turns out to become rampant again,
hang on,
and some people are insisting on.
Yeah.
So we're gonna use a false equivalence to something that personally affected Noam Chomsky in his lifetime. And now that he is at the twilight of his life and fears death, he's going to be like, yeah, no, I can see a way where, you know, forcing this thing on people would be totally consistent with my position as a fake anarchist.
I forget he even called himself an anarchist.
Bro, they trot him out to make it look bad. I've read some wonderful, like, just destructions of Chomsky. Yeah, anarchistlibrary.com or .org, I think. Let me look it up.
Pretty sure it's .org.
I'll drop that link into the chat.
Yeah, I was just gonna say,
net.
I don't think anybody who's a legit anarchist would be that integrated into U.S. academia.
Right.
Because it's not even like he's, just like how Eva Bartlett was doing like lectures in colleges, or just like an average college student. Like, no, he's a highly regarded professor that gets trotted out by the mainstream media anytime they need to convince leftists to vote for whoever the Democrat is. You want me to finish the video?
Yeah. Wait, real quick. This show is entirely audience supported, and we do have a GoFundMe up that has been pretty much ignored by us because I've been running around all over the place and in a spot with shit reception and haven't been on our regular streaming schedule. So if you can, please do throw a couple of bucks at it. It fucking really helps. And if you can't, I totally get it. But please do share the link because that really helps too.
Yes.
And I just thank you guys so much that have been a part of this and helped us out so far. And we love the shit out of you. Go ahead, John.
Around public places where they might have smallpox, well, you've got to do something about it. We're not at quite that situation, but it's a similar one. So I think we should first.
No, it's not. No.
To establish conventions that will be understandable by people with some moral capacity. Try to convince them that it's your right to refuse to get a vaccine, but then it is your responsibility to isolate yourself so you don't harm others.
Noam Chomsky says it's your right to refuse a vaccine, but that by default means you remove yourself from society entirely. Gonna go ahead and open up the phone lines. Give us a call. Tell us what you think about that. What else you got going on? Let's not do dumb shit. Let's not. The show's way more fun.
Hello.
Hey, who do we got? And where are you calling from?
Recognize his voice. This is who? I'm sorry.
Popeye Sailor.
Hi, Popeye Sailor.
Popeye, right on from the Rockfin chat, I believe. What's happening, man? How you doing?
Fuck, man. Zappa was so spot on, it's not even funny. You know, I mean, with Joe's Garage, ever since they made music illegal, there's nothing fun to do. And, you know, and then he's talking about, you know, ever since they was messing with the syphilis, they put a sprinkle of shit all in the mashed potatoes. It's like
Thingfish. That's Thingfish.
Yeah.
You guys, if you ever want to hear the most offensive musical in history, go listen to Thingfish. It is remarkable. What I mean, oh, dude, I love it. I do. Them San Quentin mashed potatoes.
I think the preamble just says it all, you know, and explains it. And, you know, and also the prologue for Joe's Garage, you know, where he's talking about the rewriting the Constitution in tiny little paragraphs so as not to inflict on your parents' credit rating, you know. And it's like, I mean, that Joe's Garage came out right when I got out of high school.
Oh, nice.
No, I went and I saw that, man. Vinny was just insane. And I mean, I almost peed my pants because I didn't want to go to the bathroom and miss any. You know, it was like, wow, man.
I've been to those shows.
I've been watching all your stuff, man. I want to go to that. I want to go to the thing in Sacramento, but I don't know, man. I got to take a train. That's like 2 blocks from me, but I don't know how far the train station, the Capitol is from the train station.
What general area are you? Are you coming? Pardon?
Martinez.
I missed that.
So in Sac, it's pretty close to there. I think it's right near the Greyhound station.
I'd imagine it'd be close.
Well, no,
it's not that bad, but it might be a bit of it.
Because I'm trying to get somebody to go with me, you know, because.
Oh, hell yeah.
I sent you a text earlier today, you know, so that you would recognize my number, that this morning at 6:30 in the fucking morning, some guy put the janitor guy put the little thing on thing. I live in subsidized housing. He put a thing on the door saying that as of October 4th, all the staff here has to be vaccinated. How long before they're going to make me have to be vaccinated to live here? And you know damn well they're going to do it in the dead of winter.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. So where I live now, I don't get texts unless I specifically remember to turn on the Wi-Fi calling, and even then it only works like 10% of the time. So I'll get a barrage of them as soon as I get into reception. But today I put my phone up on top of my truck to get good reception for this, and I'll be able to go through those after the fact. So I'm sorry for missing that, but I do look, anybody who is planning on coming to the, were you talking about the 8th or the 11th? I'm sorry, I didn't catch that, or both. Okay. So again, Wednesday,
11th they're having a car show here. I don't know.
Wednesday, September 8th, at the Capitol at 10 a.m. in Sacramento. There's a rally to protest language that was removed from, I'm telling the audience though, removed from Assembly Bill 455 and put into Assembly Bill 1102. This is the framework for forced inoculation, for mandates for passports. So anyone in California who can get to this, please do. And to take that a step further, if you can help get people from the train station to the event, please let me know. SNDshow@protonmail.com. And we'll see what we can't do to get like people together, maybe fucking making some friends and stand together against this.
Yeah, I you know, because I'm disabled and I live in a federally funded housing, and it's like everybody here is a bunch of cranksters and nut jobs and stuff, and there's only a couple of us that are physically disabled, and like my left hand is totally screwed. I only have like 2 fingers at work, so I just play slide because I always could play slide anyway. So I don't know, but I'm also a drummer too. But my son teaches percussion for the top drum corps in the country, so.
Oh, that's awesome, man. That's kick ass. And I'm sorry to hear about your injuries. I have the arthritis of like a 90-year-old man in my left foot because of the falling off the roof thing.
Yeah, because I have psoriatic arthritis, and I just totally gave up on music and especially drums. But somebody just gave me an electronic drum set. I just had to buy the module. I've been taking collagen for almost a year now, and I take 2 pills a day, and it's like I can play again.
Oh,
I'm not as good as I used to be. But
so from collagen and from working it out.
Yeah, just doing
That's
it,
ass.
But the way I see it is these electronic drums, I can play a couple of measures into Logic and they just drag it out. That way I can't do a whole performance, but I can write songs and stuff. It's pretty cool, man.
Oh yeah,
that's good. I'm glad you're feeling better. I mean,
yeah, man. I watch you guys every day, man.
Oh, nice. That's awesome.
Try not to make too weird comments, but
it's not weird at all. We're flattered. I'm sorry, what?
You got to listen to Joe's Garage.
Yes, I agree.
Oh, I have many times.
Oh man, my laptop's being a horror right now.
Well, your audio's good.
Okay, well, I will probably just do the show audio only for unless I can get the camera to work on this one last restart. But man, that's frustrating.
All right, man. Now I want to listen to what any other people have to say. Thanks for calling. Let me talk to you, man.
Hey, man, thank you for calling in. I really do appreciate it. I always love a Frank Zappa reference. And one of my favorite Zappa quotes that I'll leave you with here real quick. Zappa did Arsenio Hall in 1989, like right at the end of the Reagan era, quote unquote, or at least Reagan's presidency. And he said to Arsenio, if we weren't so incomparably ignorant, how could we have tolerated the last 8 years?
Hey,
Yep.
Steve,
Yeah.
did you mean to say you always love a Frank Zappa reference?
That's exactly what I meant to say, Glory Jones. Thank you. Thank you for correcting that.
He was in the symposium at the Palace of Fine Arts, and we were the first ones in, and the press sat right in front of me. And some stupid lady asked him a question about religion, and I went, and Frank goes, "What he said." It made the DVD. So that's my 15 minutes of fame.
Nice.
Hell yeah. All right, brother. Well, thank you so much for calling in. You have a great weekend and a good rest of your week. And please do call in again.
Thank you. Have a good day.
You too.
Woo.
So wow, man, I do. I fucking I appreciate a good Zappa reference. We were rolling.
As do I.
I think I subjected Jones to that, rolling through DC, heading across town, listening to, I believe, Camarillo Brillo and or Dynamo Hum.
Me?
I think.
When?
That was
Like,
me.
Was it? I think this because
I know it was in DC though. I have a very distinct memory of it being DC, but I was driving.
Okay,
Andrew's
because
car.
on the way there, I might not remember on the way there because I was too heated from I think some Twitter shit. Oh, it was because the shit where like Jen Perlman didn't invite any activists to her telethon and then tried to like scapegoat me out of it. So I was heated from that. And then on the way back, well, I was asleep. So
You were, yeah. Well, that was Reverend Annie.
yeah, but that was in DC.
Yeah. Pardon?
So when are we going to grow some dental floss?
Right. Well, I don't believe that Montana is going to be able to sustain a growing climate for a decent crop of dental floss for any more than the next like 3 to 5 years. That's why I'm looking at somewhere else to raise up my own lonely dental floss. 657-298-4767. Give us a call. Let us know what you got going on. I'm interested to hear where people are at on like is it time in your world? Like, how are you explaining to people exactly what's going on with this technocratic panopticon that's working its way towards us? Do you get to talk to people about this? I dude, there's all kinds of crazy shit that's been going on. I love this. I do. The Pentagon budget now, $777 billion that they're reporting because they had to add an additional 24 billion to it after pulling out of Afghanistan because China and Russia.
Is there any reason why it's 111 off from being 666?
Well, I thought that 777, in a casino is a jackpot. So it's kind of like they're treating a fiat currency like it's an open slot machine, where every time they pull the handle, it throws up triple sevens, and they just get to bask in gold coins. Except for fiat
That makes a
coins
lot.
aren't gold.
Yeah, that makes a lot more sense than being 111 off from 666.
I mean, well, and let's be honest, they weren't going to subtract, not from the military budget.
I know.
That's just crazy talk.
Steve, getting a call. ¿Qué lo que? What's up?
Hey.
I know that voice. Yes. How are you?
Okay. I continue to resist gravity.
Yes, Rob. We'd love to hear it.
I mean, gravity's just gonna bring you down anyway, Rob.
Thanks, Steve. It's good to hear you. It's good to see you guys. I love you. So there. I just wanted to say that. Hi, MS31.
Aw.
I love you too. Hi,
And
Aboard
Rob,
I love you too. Hi, Oz Whistles. I love you too. Okay, no shopping later. I want you to know that right off the bat.
We love
So
you
ask
too,
me
Rob.
any question, I will answer.
how are you doing, Rob? It's been a minute since you called in.
Yeah, I've been real busy. I've been playing an awful lot of guitar for a bunch of wild kids, and
Hell
Oh.
they won't let me stop. It's just awesome. Every now and then, though, I run out of battery, and I don't know if you can tell from talking to me already. Every now and then, it gets pretty loopy upstairs over here, you know. And so, just the other night, I was jamming with the kids, and they brought in this girl to sing, and she just started making up this stuff. We were basically bashing out a bunch of heavy rock riffs and having no pity on any listeners. And she strolls in and grabs the microphone and starts hollering these made up lyrics, and it was just beautiful. It was just beautiful to see it done right in front of me, you know, making up what did she say at one point? She was talking about the pain in the world and how she was going to swallow it whole and shit out love. And I thought that was perfect. That was just perfect. Anyway, I was all jazzed about it, and they keep coming back and telling me all kind of stuff like, I don't want to give you a fat head, Rob, but you're basically the best thing that ever happened to the tunes around here, you know?
Aww.
And so it's
Aw.
just nuts, you know? It's just nuts. I'm just a neurotic old man playing as much as I can before I die, you know? And they're letting me get away with it. What the hell? I don't understand the world anymore.
And you're our resident wizard, Rob.
You would not believe how proud I am of that. Damn, it's good to hear you. It's good to be here. It's good to see everybody. Look at the love showing up in the chat too. That's crazy. You guys are awesome. You're just awesome. Flat out.
To know you is to love you, Rob Juno. We're glad you're still kicking,
You just
man.
say that.
Rob, so the kids, hang on real quick, the kids that you're jamming with, the kids that are swelling the head under that pointy resident wizard hat,
On
what do
average,
they think about Canada's march towards totalitarianism and Fidel Castro's bastard son Justin Trudeau?
garbage.
That's encouraging.
Just,
Are they listening to Grimerica, Canada's premier
what's going on?
conspiracy show?
Yeah, I I pointed a couple of them at it, but these are much more, I don't know, these are much more independent-minded people than I know quite how to describe. They're, okay, they live on a relatively small island, so it's already kind of cloistered, you know, separate from the big world, right?
Excellent word.
And they don't have a huge commitment to the way things are because they can see it fucking up all over the place. And they don't have a lot of patience for bullshit, no matter how you spell it. And so it's really sometimes quite hard to connect with them. And it's almost like I can detect strains of the same thing we used to call revolution in the old days, but
Okay.
it's built into the daily fabric. It's like instinctively choosing to deny the system and to grow their own food. You know what I mean?
Awesome.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful. You start talking about this stuff to them and they go, yeah. You know, come on. You know, as if I can't see it coming. Come on. You know, you got a solution.
I actually have the opportunity next week to go on to Tinfoil Hat with Sam Tripoli to talk about like anarchism and what anarchist society look like, and that's gonna be awesome. I'm glad to hear that there are people that yeah, I mean there are I mean at least that I can think of tens of thousands of people who are already doing that, who have constructed a parallel society, who in as much as possible are not participating in an economic system that is you know, anchored by a central bank. And the more of that the merrier, because economic warfare has been waged on all of us our entire lives. And I am a very, very staunch, you know, non-violent action individual.
Yeah.
And I can't think of a better way for direct non-violent action than to wage economic warfare against these sociopathic oligarchs.
Yeah, I don't even like using the word warfare because what's going on is more intelligent than war, you know?
But that well, there's a spiritual war going on, Rob. You can't deny that.
Oh, I'm not going to deny anything right now. But what I am going to say is that in terms of the stuff I can actually grab, you know, in terms of the palpable realities of life, these kids are just a godsend. They're awesome. I'm such a big fan. It's nuts.
That's fantastic, Rob. I am really happy to hear that. I'm happy to hear that there are young people that aren't named Glory Jones that have, you know, their shit together.
Yeah. I mean, I don't really have my shit together, but yeah.
Well, you at least have a much clearer picture of the world than most of your contemporaries. And for that, we love you.
Aww.
And appreciate you.
Evolution of humanity. Yeah. So anyway, I just wanted to throw some way happy, good mood at you because, you know, I love you. And I'm still right behind you. I dig what you're doing, what you're saying, how you're doing it, how you're saying it. I'm just a big fan over here, and I love you.
Oh, we love you too, Rob.
We love you, Rob.
Much love, Rob. Anytime you call in, it's a pleasure.
Okay, stay strong. I love you. I'm out of here. Bye.
Take care, Rob.
See you, Rob.
You too. You too. You too. Bye.
Bye. Aw, that always makes me so happy.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody, if you're in the chat, make sure to give Rob some love, okay? He's a resident wizard. He's an OG. He was here when Slow News Day was doing them 2 a.m. streams in the morning, so.
God damn it. I give up on the camera for the night.
I'd keep the picture that way, though.
It has a picture of you, so whatever.
Yeah.
And people can see the QR code.
I can't tell. Am I handsome?
It looks fine on the stream.
Oh, good. I'm giving you a thumbs up if you can see it.
Nah, I can see you guys just fine.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's see. We have more than twice the number of people watching on Rockfin as we do over on the YouTubes, and that is beautiful.
Oh, we're getting another call.
Hello.
Get okay, caller. Hello.
Yeah, this is whoops, let me get this off here. Did I get rid of the echo?
Yeah, I don't hear nothing.
Yeah, you're good.
Okay, great. Yeah, busting my get my shit together cherry here. Yeah, my name is Yeah, you may know me as Cab.
Oh, nice.
Yes,
Love
Cab.
what you guys do. Became a fan months ago, listening to you guys on Sunday morning. You had on Garland Nixon, and then you were talking about, oh, we're going to be on later. And it's like, what they're going to do later? I just want to hang out with these guys. I live in Morro Bay, which is kind of a bubble. From LA though, I was visiting LA at the time, and trying to make sure my sister didn't get the jab, trying to make sure people that I care about at least make an informed decision. And dig what you guys do. And I heard you, Steve, kind of ask like, what now? Definitely got to get active. Oh, and by the way, I did I did come out for fuck censorship out there in front of CNN.
Oh, nice.
Yes, I'm so fuck censorship. Yes.
So that was pretty cool. I can't wait for the next one. And I'm actually an ex neighborhood council guy in Hollywood, and I used to live on the boulevard there.
Okay.
And over the years, what they've done is just completely knock down all the old cool buildings and throw out all the old tenants and do Airbnbs and just develop. Looks like the State Bird is the 200-foot crane basically, all up and down the coast, but really in Hollywood. And that's a sad thing. But this COVID thing just takes the cake. And so I'm up here driving the city bus, and I also work for the county. And no, they haven't mandated that we get jabbed. No, I wouldn't submit to that. Do have to wear a mask. I feel, kind of shitty about that. It does get pretty dirty on the bus and a little dusty, so a mask does have its purpose, but symbolically, I'm not down with it at all. And I did write a letter to Commander X, and they sent it back. Said that I know.
Yeah.
They sent it back, said that the name didn't match the number. So maybe if you can post that in the chat, I'll try again.
I'll make sure I'll get that address and the information right now, because for a while they actually gave us the wrong number for his inmate number. So yeah, we did have to correct that, but thank you.
And then he got moved, which held up more mail.
Okay. And just a couple more bullet points there, and then I'll shut up. I think, here's another thing that I do up here at the college. I volunteer with the baseball team there, and it's something I used to do back in the day, and just thought it would be fun. And it has been fun. But one thing that was really disturbing, first day back from summer vacation, was they offered the players $250 to take the jab.
Whoa.
Which I thought was pretty disgusting. On one hand. On the other hand, if you're down with that, then wow, great. But I mean, this is how desperate they are to get everybody into it, and it's just been a mind blower. I try to educate people locally on the bus, talking to them, taking straw polls. How did you feel? What was it like? They all feel like shit. Another guy went in today. I said, well, how was the first one? He said, it felt like crap. I said, okay, so you're going to do it again. You're going to go right now and go do it again, right? He said, yeah, I'm going to do it again, but it's Labor Day, so I have a few days to, recover. It's like, oh my God. So it's really hard to get through any kind of, discernment message without, completely alienating or, whatever. I don't care. I don't care anymore if I alienate people. I just have to, speak up. and just kind of at least ask questions, not tell anybody what to do, of course. But I also thought maybe an idea would be maybe not the best idea, but perhaps starting a mime troupe at the city park and try to get as many homeless people as possible to participate and just do guerrilla theater all day.
I mean,
what do you
think? It's certainly ambitious. I know, fucking. I remember reading about, and I've seen some video of the San Francisco mime troupe as a protest group from back in the 60s and throughout the 70s. I had tried to get a hold of the Bread and Puppet people who did, like, you know, the giant Punch and Judy puppets. And it turns out that the Bread and Puppet people have a little bit, or at least at the time, had some serious Trump derangement syndrome going on, and they did not respond to me in a positive manner when I approached them, which is a shame. But it also made me like overly ambitious to become a puppet maker, so I'm gonna have to at some point do that.
That's awesome. And yeah, just the idea of decentralizing kind of, you know, any kind of message is probably the way to go. And, you know, I base that on, if you remember, Occupy Wall Street and then Occupy LA. LA was, you know, the council said, yes, you could camp on our grounds. And for months, it was like a giant teach-in. And really a cool situation. They had mic checks, you know, throughout the day, until it became like, you know, a beta test for crowd control, you know, for the LAPD. It's like, okay, here's our practice. Flash mob over here. Okay, here's what we do with that. Da 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 da. And you know, any type of large, you know, gathering like that was. It was pretty huge. It was a village. It's a big threat. So I think, you know, just, and here's my crypto thing, just like Bitcoin is effective because of having a node, you know, having a open node and not just one centralized confirmation or anything like that. It's safe against, you know, all kinds of attacks. I
do agree that in terms of the way to conduct transactions and to exchange business and for commerce to work, doing it, you know, on a decentralized network without a central bank or without, you know, a number of inherently corrupted regulatory agencies with their fingers dipped into every single pie is the way to go. I'm hesitant for Bitcoin because it's a surveillance coin, because you can still be mapped every step of the way. But look, I understand that in order to get people to wrap their heads around what fiat currency really is and why it's imaginary and what you know, counter economics are and why we need to establish systems that get us off of central bank dependence and off of fiat currency are vital for our sustainability and our ability to do anything approaching you know, leaving some sort of wealth for our children. And I'm, you know, I mean, it's cool that it's here. I have a feeling that we're going to see, if they can't, you know, outright ban it, the full corporate capture of Bitcoin in the next 2 years. But in the meantime, there's no reason why you can't exploit that.
Right. I mean, it's, at least at this point, you know, it's all KYC and you have to give this or that, you know, they have to know who you are, where you live, and all that, blah, 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 to get it, unless you know somebody. But if you know somebody who has it, they're not going to let you know they have it, or they're going to just hold on for dear life. So they won't even sell it to you. So it's kind of a catch-22. But it was for a while the only way that Assange could get paid with WikiLeaks, going back a long ways. And again, my heart goes out to him and his family, and I guess there is proof of life because he does get visitation, right, from his legal team. And
and he was just in court a few weeks ago. He'll be back in court October 27th, Jones.
Wow. Okay.
25th?
Yeah, 27th to 28th is when they said his appeal hearing would be after the last hearing. So I guess that's the official date.
Okay. Same as pretty close to Commander's, Commander X's hearing too in October.
Yeah, Commander X is the 12th.
All right. Well, a lot of stuff coming up, and it's just around the corner. So I'm going to stay tuned and continue to support you guys and try to get out of, like, I don't know. I can't get completely off the grid, and I can't put my head in the sand, but try to not support the things that don't support getting away from this war economy. Everything just points towards some kind of warfare. And right on. Just keep doing what you're doing, guys. Love what you're doing. And Glory, I know you're going to LMU. Hope you have a great semester. I think you are going there.
Yeah, no, you got it right.
Yeah,
I'm on campus right now.
That's an awesome school, and they've got a wonderful.
It's a beautiful campus.
And a beautiful campus.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something about Loyola Marymount. It's the goddamn Jesuits.
No, people are gonna go crazy.
It's a Jesuit school. The Jesuits run it. They're teaching her how to be a spy.
Oh, no. Guys, I'm on a scholarship. That's why I'm here. I couldn't afford to go to
scholarship program. She controlled opposition on the Slow News Day show. You heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen. We have the documents.
It's like 5 minutes away from the beach. I couldn't resist. That was actually really good. That was. Can we get it? Can we get it in hell? Her father is now in hell from you, Steve.
Her father is now in hell.
Right.
Kevin, I appreciate you calling in, sir. Thank you very much. And I do hope you enjoy the rest of your weekend and going into your week, and keep your head up. I do hope we see you next Wednesday. And again, SND show. Huh?
All right. Up. I got a call coming in.
Take care, brother. We'll see you soon.
Bye. Thanks for calling in. Okay. First time. Yes, let's go. This was
Hello.
¿Qué lo que?
Am I on?
You are.
Yes.
Okay.
Hello.
This is Kaylin Drake. Yeah.
Hello.
Oh, it's
How
the dog.
you?
Good.
Dongcopter.
The court actually just last week they dropped the case because no one from the sheriff's side showed up.
Woohoo! Hell yeah, man. That's fantastic news. You got to love it when they don't follow through. Congratulations, my friend. Well done.
I think it's busier getting trying to fraud a little financing or something ridiculous like that. But yeah, I mean, he can still refile the case, but I don't know if he will. It'd probably be a waste of his time to do it.
Corey.
Always carry one of these on me. Make sure to carry your resident Squeaky pig.
So what do you got going on other than beating the Albuquerque PD, man?
Beating.
What has the Dawn Copter been up to? Have there been any appearances?
I don't know. Actually, well, I'm not the one in charge of it. I'm the one
Right.
But I mean, I actually help the run for local office, and it's the it's a conservation and water board, which I mean, it's not as exciting as mayor, but I mean, I work in those areas, so having a oh my God, I mean. I can't believe he made a big deal. The sheriff made a big deal out of this news story. He didn't show up for court.
I mean, that's wonderful. It shows you their
pussies.
Well, yeah, there's that. I mean, look, I imagine being the cop that draws the short straw to go into court for that. And what did you observe, officer or sheriff, deputy, whatever? I looked to the northeast and I observed what appeared to be a drone with a large it had it was a dong.
And what was the girth of said dildo exactly?
Just
can you describe this dildo for observational purposes?
That's just fucking classic. That's great. That's great. I'm really glad that you didn't have have to pay a price for any of that, other than the fact that you had your liberty infringed upon and had to. Were you locked up for a night?
Yes.
Yeah. No, that's bullshit. You're not gonna get that time back.
It was fun. What I mean was funny is like I got so much more support than I expected. Because no, I was gonna be like,
well, if there's one thing that I'm now acutely aware of, mostly thanks to our good friend Polly, the Shadow Band refugee, it's that people hate Sheriff Manny. Fuck that guy.
yes. Yeah, a lot of
anytime you can rally around a common cause where Sheriff Manny is the butt of the joke, you're gonna find that people are supportive. Well, at least I hope.
Oh yeah, that's pretty true. I mean, I'm basically now some folk hero.
Hell yeah! Somebody write a banjo tune about this motherfucker.
Well, I do play banjo, so.
Hell yeah, you can tell your own story. That way you don't get fucking like fucked in the third verse. And it can be historically accurate. Well, man, I appreciate you calling in, and I appreciate you letting us know and keeping us updated in the ongoing saga of the Dawn Copter and its many adventures. Fuck, man, that's good shit.
Too. But, I mean, there's probably some. I don't know if there's a lot of people on the phone, so.
Oh, I don't either. I am not in front of the switchboard.
Me neither, but I mean, still, thanks for calling in.
Hell yeah, dude. We appreciate it, and may your legend live on.
We'll make sure it does.
Right?
Hey, wait, can I ask you, I mean, this is unrelated to the dong coptering, but I know you've been talking about this a lot. It's related to it, and it's like, I mean, do you think the anti-lockdown movement is ineffective here in the U.S. because it's infested with Republicans who only care about using it for political gain?
I think that it cheapens it that it was politicized in the first place. And I think that it doesn't do the cause any good if the only people that you ever see interviewed about it or presenting a position on it are like the craziest QAnon motherfucker they can find at the rally. You know, and these are the people that do show up looking for a couple of their 15 minutes, and they, you know, look like they're a walking advertisement for I want to be your crazy interviewee. I think that when you get past the optics and you find out that the most vaccine hesitant category of individual on the planet is a PhD, and you can talk to people on a more not even individual basis, but when you can address a group of people where up front it's understood that this isn't going to be politicized, you have a much better shot. But yeah, broadly, I think the focus on you know, finding the least informed or craziest right winger at an anti-lockdown rally and making that person the spokesperson for the entire movement doesn't do it a damn bit of good. I also think it's deliberate. How about you, Jones?
I mean, yeah, I'm in the same boat. I think it's entirely deliberate because it's easier to form your narrative once you can find like that one crazy person, or once you can fit it within like a left-right paradigm. It becomes like easy to make that kind of narrative because unfortunately, with regards to the US, that is the dominant narrative at the moment. So, yeah, that's yeah, my thoughts on that are that, and then, you know, Steve's thoughts. So, but yeah.
I mean, because I mean, I feel like when I realize, you know, how like the Democrats hijacked, you know, Black Lives Matter to like fit, you know, to basically sheepdog people. I mean, I feel like that's what happened to the anti-lockdown. It's just, but with Republicans.
Absolutely.
Well, and to that point, my friend, there was one of the like Antifa I'm gonna go expose right wingers, you know, Twitter thread people found out that like an alarming number of the people who were speaking at and were prominent voices at anti-mask and anti-lockdown events in LA were all actors. Now, that doesn't mean that they were paid to show up to do this or act this way, but like it doesn't give you, and I understand it's LA, but it doesn't lend that a lot of credibility for all of these people to be like, you know, hardly ever working actors.
Yeah,
it really does.
Because they're always at these rallies, and like I recognize them too. Like they're always at these rallies, and it's always this exact group of people that gets the most cameras on them, and it's that group of people along with, you know, the obvious ops that come in like sunglasses and masks and like, you know, bulletproof vests. It's those people along with the straight ops that come and instigate all the fights. So it's like it's always that group of people, and that's yeah.
Well, I mean, it's establishment voices that, you know, they use to like control the narrative or the opposition to something that people are frustrated with. But I mean, what I was going to point out is that what's ironic is that, I mean, actually, the whole idea of lockdowns came from the Bush administration back in the mid 2000s. And like, what's interesting is like a lot of like health experts were like, this really isn't a good idea. Then 15 years later, they went with it. But I mean, lockdowns are basically a neocon idea, so it's kind of.
I had a truck go rip by, so I missed like the last 5 seconds of that. But no, I get it, and no, if you pull back for a second and you look at the last 60 years of American history, if not at least since Woodrow Wilson, definitely since Kennedy was murdered, you've got complete oligarch and weaponized intelligence agency control of all branches of government, of the media establishments that serve them, of corporations that want to play. Scott Horton was on yesterday and made a fantastic point, saying if you're in the tube sock business, you want a Pentagon contract. If you're Colgate, you want a Pentagon contract. If you're in business in this country and you're not worried about a Pentagon contract or trying to get one, you are fucking retarded. That's not what Scott said, but that was the point he was trying to make. And it is such a you know, one hand washing the other industry. The fucking oh god damn it, I just got distracted by a chat comment. But I mean, you get what I'm trying to say, right?
Yeah.
Like, do you understand where that was headed? I'm sorry, I got lost there for a second.
I mean, I do understand that thing, but like, you know, the Pentagon, you know, how much money, you know, they pour into this stuff.
So, I mean, there's okay, and I'm back now. I got it. I do. So what, like, the whole point to that though was if you're cognizant of the fact that we don't have anything approaching a representative republic or a democracy, if you can see that, you know, Congress is there to run interference and keep everyone from picking up the pitchforks and torches, then what the Bush administration did just laid the groundwork for what's happening right now. These people aren't, you know, opposed to each other. They help each other every fucking step of the way. And sometimes it takes a while to seed the narrative. Look how much zombie shit and Black Mirror and Person of Interest had to get shoved down everybody's throat before they were totally willing to accept the fact that, oh, there's a fucking robot cop dog. Yeah, it's a thing that we have now. That's fine. It's fine. It's cool. Forced inoculations. Okay, I guess we're doing that now. Can you give me a drug I can shove up my ass so I don't understand any of the rest of the world that's going on around me and I can just have a virtual existence?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it is crazy, man. Well, I mean, I think I should probably get off just to let someone else come on the phone lines.
Right on, brother. Well, we do appreciate the call in, and glad that you're facing any form of state violence, and keep your head up, man. Hold it down in the birthday.
I mean, yeah, I feel
Yes.
lucky. I mean, you talk about like Commander X and all those people, and it's like, ugh.
Right on, man. Well, you take care of yourself and do call back in.
Have a good one.
Thanks.
Hello.
Que lo que?
Yes, this is together show that everybody's.
You cut out a bit there, but yes. No, you just.
I was open to actually tried ringing in about 4 times and was going to give up, and then I looked at what everybody has on their bottom right corner of their computer screen, or the clock, and it said 9/11. So I said, well, that might be a sign. Calling in is 9/11, seeing it's a little over a week, couple hours more than a week away, the 20th anniversary of 9/11. I was going to give you a guest suggestion. It was a couple of years ago that James Corbett had a professor of chemistry from Europe on, Niels Harrit, Harrit.
Okay.
But it's still available on Corbett's Extras channel. Title of the post was Niels Harrit Exposes Terror War Lie. That's from about 2 years ago. People can still find that.
Okay. Yeah. No, I'm looking them up right now.
It's kind of timely now because of the pullout of the Afghan conflict after 20 years. And what Corbett and Harrit got into in that conversation, it was a bombshell conversation, like a smoking gun kind of thing, if you know what I mean. They talked about when NATO initiated the war against Afghanistan, they had absolutely no evidence whatsoever against bin Laden, or their reasoning was non-existent. And they show in documents, Harrit and Corbett in that talk, the documents. They had the documents and they showed it. Now, I don't know if anybody's ever heard of the late investigative journalist Tommy Hansen, but Tommy Hansen from Europe was responsible for getting that information over to Niels Harrit and publishing it or exposing it. I'm kind of surprised that it didn't blow the roof off the whole scam. After 2 years, nothing's happened. So I was going to suggest that you get a hold of, if it was possible, to get a hold of Professor Niels Harrit and have an interview with him as a form of a follow-up or an update on that conversation, that bombshell conversation he had with Corbett.
All right.
Guy was muted there. Yeah, I've got the guy's name up and bio up. I'm gonna try and find a way to reach out totally into it. We're booked pretty solid through the month right now, but that doesn't mean that I can't work in something. We've got Richard Gage coming up Sunday. He'll be back on the show. And that's going to be a fantastic conversation. On the 19th of this month, Piers Robinson, Dr. Piers
Robinson.
He will be back on the program. Wow, we're going to have a really respectable month of guests. Scott Horton yesterday, Richard Gage, Dr. Piers Robinson. We're going to have to find a way to fuck that up. I know.
Oh, a thought just came to mind of what's the possibility of getting both Richard Gage and Niels Harrod on that show.
It's short notice for this. We got because Richard will be on in a couple of days. But like I said, man, I will try to get anybody on the show. So sometimes I will try several times to get somebody on the show. So I'm into it, and I've got the name up. And after the program here, I will definitely do my damnedest to reach out.
Did Steve, either you or Glory watch that discussion between Corbett and Harrod from a couple of years ago?
It
I
sounds
didn't.
familiar, but it's not any time recently. Like when it came out, probably, or shortly after, but not since. I'll have to revisit that.
I would have remembered if you did. Believe me. Okay.
I have so much 9/11 interview.
Good that you're interested in getting a hold of Mr. Harrod. Now on another issue that's a little more current, I guess you would say, getting to the reasons for all this pandemic activity going on around planet Earth. There's a couple of guest suggestions I would have. One would be John Titus, who runs the Best Evidence channel on YouTube. He's a documentary filmmaker, and I wouldn't be exaggerating by saying he's one of the finest minds on the planet as far as how the sausage is made in the biggest banks on the planet.
Oh, cool.
And another one would be up that same alley would be Professor Richard Werner, who he gave a great interview with Taylor Hudak in the last few days.
Yeah, I actually have his contact information, and I sent him an email yesterday. I'm hoping to hear back. Both him and Denny Rancourt, I have opened lines of communication with, in the hopes of getting both of them on the show. I know Denny I've got a real good in with, because he's friends with Eva Bartlett. So that helps me out tremendously.
The only other thing I would hope to bring up and share with your yourselves and your viewers, in case they have any differences of opinion on the go-to websites for getting the truth on this pandemic, this COVID pandemic. My list starts with Children's Health Defense. It goes to the Highwire with Del Bigtree, and there's Global Research out of Canada, and there's Last American Vagabond and Corbett Report. You guys, of course, and others.
That's a fantastic list. It really is.
Say websites on the air, isn't it? The only other person I would recommend highly as far as getting to the bottom of this whole thing is Professor Francis Boyle out of University of Illinois. Okay. He's the fellow who wrote the biological weapons legislation that is in effect right now in the United States. If there's anybody who has more knowledge on biological weapons and the gain of function research and everything else that's kind of being buried in the background, that would be Francis Boyle. I would recommend if you get a hold of him.
I have tried so hard to get Francis Boyle on the show, and from what I have gathered, he's not necessarily in the best of health and has limited his interviews, public appearances, and stuff like that significantly.
Yeah, that's understandable. It was kind of disappointing that he hasn't been coming out as often as we hope he could. It's unfortunate that he has health problems. But I figured I'd call in to you guys and share a few ideas. Hopefully, it'll spark some conversation with the next callers and lead to something positive. Perhaps even changing the world and stopping war, and all the good things that we're all seeking. So thanks a lot, guys. Appreciate everything you do. And we'll talk to you next time.
All right.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it. And then I am probably going to make this the last call of the night. I'm running an inverter off of my truck battery, and I'm not 100% how long that gets to last. So rather than just start the truck and drown out the show, we'll wrap it at about 90 minutes and then see you guys on Sunday.
All right, last caller. ¿Qué lo que? What's good?
Nope.
Hello?
Hello?
Hi, can you hear me?
Yeah,
who do we have and where are you calling from and what do you got going on? Welcome to the show.
Thank you. My name is Bon Kim. I'm calling from Columbus, Nebraska. Just wanted to report there was a subreddit called No New Normal. It had up to 125,000 subscribers it got banned 2 days ago. And what was great about it is it had a lot of individuals that were from all sides of the political spectrum. They didn't want the entire idea of vaccine mandates or vaccine passports. It didn't matter what political spectrum they were in or what religious affiliation. It was just really all about having individual rights and freedom. And just thought I'd pass it on to you guys that there was just another censorship that occurred. And it just passes by most people. If they looked at it, they could just see all these types of information being passed along. That was, from .gov sites and, from everywhere else. But, all that information's gone, but it got splintered to a bunch of different areas now. So everyone's just kind of broken up and looking for other places to hang out, I guess.
Well, I mean, I gotta say, I'm amazed that subreddit got to over 100K with that subject before it got nuked. But I would encourage anybody from that to get up on like the unlimited hangout telegram or to go to freedomcells.org, and then there's a list of a whole bunch of other like message boards or telegram groups that are area specific. Like, and it's fantastic that there are, people from all over, every walk of life, every sort of political ideology that do share these concerns. What we need is local action out of that. What we need is some assembly and some, some direct action. And yeah, again, I'm just amazed that a group on Reddit got that big. Reddit's been absolutely insane for the last 5 or 6 years.
Yeah, well, so I'm in contact with one of the moderators that were on there. So the person who created the subreddit originally a couple months ago, while No New Normal was getting up there, the reason why it didn't get shut down very long was because it kind of grew pretty fast. But the original creator of that subreddit created a post telling everyone to get vaccinated. So I think it was one of those, trying to get people in to oppose like some form of control, and then all of a sudden do a switcheroo saying, hey, listen to the government.
Yeah, sounds like something that would happen there. I mean, ugh. Reddit. So I basically tried to go on like some Reddit threads and educate them on election integrity, and they like subtracted all my points to the point where I was at like minus 12 karma or whatever it is. So yeah, that was the last time I was on Reddit.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I had somebody tell me that there was a whole
say that and to thank you for what you guys are doing.
Oh, well, thank you
for calling in and for your support.
Appreciate it. Well, guys, that's gonna do it for this week's Get Your Shit Together. I want to thank everyone who called in. I want to thank everyone who has participated thus far. Reminder that the show is sponsored in part by Matrix Bars. You can go down that there rabbit hole by grabbing the QR code on the screen. You can also DM them on Twitter or IG at Matrix Genetics, MatrixGenetix. There is 3.5 grams of psilocybin mushrooms per bar, and get a hold of them, and they will help you out. Jones, what do you got?
I found the flyer for this event in Los Angeles. So if you are in Los Angeles this Sunday, there will be a healthy and free picnic meeting with a special featured speaker, Dr. Judy Mikovits. It is in Victory Park in Pasadena, which is 2575 Paloma Street. And that is this Sunday, 3 to 6 p.m. So if you're around, I will be there.
Cool. And then one more time, on Wednesday, September 8th at 10 a.m., the Capitol building in Sacramento, California, rally against the now suspended AB 455, which had the language carried over into AB 1102. These are like infrastructure bills and things that have absolutely nothing to do with vaccine mandates or passports or any of that shit. And they're slipping it into, otherwise unrelated legislation in order to make sure that your civil liberties go all the way out the door. If you can get there, please do get there. We'll talk about this some more before the day of Sunday. Richard Gage back on the show. Please do be here for that. That'll be awesome. Saturday, a week from tomorrow, September 11th, I am going to be in Sacramento for the End the Damn Wars protest there. If you are unable to get to Washington, D.C. for that one, go to endthedamnwars.com to see where the rest of the events are taking place. I know Fort Lauderdale, Vegas, a couple other cities that I can't remember off the top of my head.
New York City, Scottsdale, Arizona. Those are the two others. Yeah.
So make sure that you're there for that. It's the 20th fucking anniversary of 9/11. Kicked off the global war on terror. Gave us the Patriot Act. Gave us like a couple of different housing bubbles. Gave us an unending military industrial complex, or Mickey Matt, if you will. It is time to stand against this shit. We have no anti-war movement, and that's fucking garbage. And I don't believe it. I don't. I think that we can do this. So I do hope to see you guys there. We do have a GoFundMe. It's how the show rolls from now on. So if you can, please do donate to that. Every little bit helps us out, and we love you for it. If you can't, please do share the link. You can also buy Sleepy Josh a coffee. Buymeacoffee.com/Bort, BORT. Help keep the Tech Ninja habit.
Yeah.
And just big thanks to Sleepy Josh on the ones and twos as always. Big thanks to my better than your co-host Glory Jones, and love the hell out of you guys. We'll see you soon. Good luck to us all.
Ya.